Let's look at the last one here. People say all the time, they go, but I'm not hurting anybody. Somehow we bought this idea in our culture that you can do whatever you want to do as long as you don't hurt anybody else. By that definition, you could be into voyeurism, right? Voyeurism is looking a window at somebody changing. They don't know you're not hurting them. But we still know that's wrong, right? You see, right or wrong is not dependent upon whether we hurt somebody. But the wrong things we do always hurt somebody. Even if it just hurts us, it's going to affect us in our relationships with other people. So there's a lot of women, I've heard them say and write so many things when they find out their husbands look at pornography. I have no idea who he is anymore. I feel like I've lived a lie the entire time. I thought we had a good marriage. I'll see things like betrayal, loss, mistrust, devastation, and anger raised when they find out their spouses look at pornography. But there's actually a scientific way to show that pornography hurts other people. They did a scientific experiment, and I have it documented. They took two groups of men. One group of men, and what they did is they watched a certain program, and then they partnered them with groups of women to finish some like high-stress task. Like they're abandoned on an island, how do they get off? The women didn't know what the men had done right before the experiment, and they were observing their behavior. One group of men watched the news, something benign, at least, I guess, somewhat. I take that back. They watched the news. The other group watched pornography, and then they partnered them with women to see if they acted differently or treated the women they partnered with in a different manner. You know what they found in the study? I'm going to read it to you to make sure we get it right. Experimenters found that men who viewed porn showed more dominant behavior, touched their female partners for longer periods of time, and ignored their partner's contributions more often than males who viewed news clips. The women whose partners had viewed porn showed similar levels of anxiety, physical promiscuity, partner touch, and gazing as their partners. The study said, according to Anna Bridges in her article, she says, it suggests that women are affected by a partner's use of sexually explicit material, even when they are unaware of such use. I'm not hurting anybody? What a myth. I talk to a lot of girls who look at pornography, and then all of a sudden they think they're not beautiful. They think they don't match up. And it devastates their self-image. I'm not hurting anyone? That's a myth. So what do we do? There's a couple ways we can look at this. One thing is, I know some of you listening are thinking you want to make a difference for people who are being harmed because of pornography. If you want to commit your life to something worthwhile, find a way to help those who are trapped in the pornographic industry. Many are. People who are hooked on this, commit your life to teaching a biblical sexuality to the church and engaging culture with the truth. That's a life that's worthwhile. But on a more personal level, I know because I teach students, and I know because I'm a man, that many of us struggle with the issue of sexuality and the temptation, which is just one click away at our fingertips. What do we do? So I'm convinced, here you are at this couple weeks learning how to defend the Bible, the Christian worldview, how to think about all of culture from a Christian perspective. I don't think that's what's going to cause most of you to fall away from your faith, if those of you who do. I think it'll be more related to the issue of sexuality, in particular pornography. Because people who start to get engaged in this start to find ways to justify their behavior and start to question the Bible as a result of it. Because it's the cart pulling the horse. So what do we do? I'll tell you exactly what Satan wants you to think. And I believe spiritual warfare is involved. Satan wants you to think, I can't believe you're at a 2-week Christian conference. Here you're learning how to be a leader. You go to a Christian school. You have a Christian family youth group. And you look at pornography, or you've struggled with this. Shame on you. I can't believe you call yourself a Christian. God can't use you because you're not even pure in the way you live. That's exactly what Satan wants you to think. In Revelation, he's described as the accuser who stands before God and says, look at your people. Look at how shameful they are. See, what happens is we live our life, we make mistakes, and then we say, oh, God, I won't do it again, I promise. But then we get stressed and we feel lonely, and we make a mistake again. And then we promise again, God, I won't do it this time I'll be faithful. And then we find ourselves falling into a cycle. And then we get discouraged. We say we can't quit. And then we question the power of God. And we'd rather walk away and alleviate our guilt than deal with the inadequacies in our lives.